Hello friends, welcome into the Cowboys Report. We're taking you through the latest news and rumors around the Dallas Cowboys. And unfortunately, our first rumor means something we're going to have to change. 0 stars has to change for the Cowboys Report. Unfortunately, folks, yes, it does. If you don't know what we're talking about, here's what we mean when we have the 0 stars. Before today, 0 stars had been Eagles Super Bowl rings. That is no longer the case. That 0 stars graphic has to change here for the Cowboys Report, and we don't really know what it's going to be yet. So here's what we need from you guys. Get your ideas in the comments section. If you've got something funny you think should be 0 stars for the Cowboys Report, get it in the comments section, and if we like it, we'll use it going forward. We have had suggestions about it being Browns wins in 2017, but I think that's a little too non-Cowboys focused, so let's get something different in there in the comments section. In the meantime, we'll take you through the latest news and rumors around the Cowboys. Let's start with a quarterback, Chidobe Awuzie. Is he going to change his number? Well, folks, yes, he is. This one is 4 stars as well because Awuzie is not going to go by number 33 anymore. He posted this on his Instagram. He's going by number 24. This was worn by Nolan Carroll last year to start the year after Awuzie wore number 33. And Chidobe's now going to make that change. He was number 4 at Colorado. I guess he wants to keep that 4 going forward. So a new number for Chido. Hopefully you guys didn't buy his number 33 jersey quite yet. We'll keep it rolling. Kind of more Dallas-centric here. Did the Omni Hotel light up to honor the Eagles? Maybe you saw this photo going around on Twitter after the Eagles Super Bowl win. Here it is, but this is not accurate. This is fake news, folks. The Dallas Omni Hotel did not light up with a giant Eagles logo. They did that for the Houston Astros in the past, but this one was fake. It was a Photoshop photo. The hotel confirmed it, as did other photos from the same time of the Omni Hotel. This one is fake news, folks. Do not believe it at all. The Omni Hotel did not honor the Philadelphia Eagles. Those were your first rumors. We'll keep it rolling here. How about some Super Bowl talk? Did the Eagles win add more pressure to the Dallas Cowboys? We're giving this one 3 stars because it seems pretty likely. If you were on social media after the game or during it, there was a lot of praise for Doug Peterson and the great play calling job that he did for the Eagles. A backup quarterback won the Super Bowl as a head coach. Why can't Jason Garrett do that? But we're only giving this one 3 stars because, yes, the Eagles win does increase the pressure on the Cowboys and on Jason Garrett. But here's the thing. That pressure's already there. If the Cowboys miss the playoffs next year, Garrett's not coming back. So just because the Eagles won the Super Bowl doesn't mean there's extra pressure. There is a little bit more, but there's already a lot of pressure on Dallas. So it's true, but maybe not quite as extreme as some might think. Keep it rolling to number 5 on our rumors roundup here. Does Dez Bryant need to change his play? This one coming in from NFL great Chris Carter. And Carter had some very strong words about Dez Bryant, but we're only giving this one 2 stars for 2 main reasons. Yes, Dez does need to change his game a little bit, but Carter took it a step further, said he's done unless he makes some drastic changes, and I do not agree with this. The reports of Dez's demise have been greatly exaggerated. Yes, Dez needs to make changes, but it's unfair to say that, oh, if he doesn't do this, he's done. He was still the Cowboys' best receiver by far last year. It's unfair to Dez to say he's on the verge of being done as a player when he still put up decent numbers, just not the numbers we're expected to see out of him. And oh, by the way, the Cowboys' offense also needs to change and help Dez out. That's why it's only 2 stars, because people are talking. We'll get to number 6 then. Do the Cowboys need to throw the football more? And this one comes to us from Ron Jaworski, and this is without a doubt fake news. Don't listen to Josh talking about this. He did correctly identify that the Cowboys' offense is stale. That part's true, but his solution makes no sense. He says that outside of the 2-minute warning, NFL teams like the Cowboys should throw it for the other 58 minutes. Why? That's not how the Cowboys' offense is built. And Jaws just assuming that you have to throw the ball all game long doesn't make any sense. The Eagles, by the way, if you want to stick with that, also had some good success running the football. So do not put any stock in that one at all. That, folks, is fake news. Hello, friends. I'm Tom Downey. Follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more Cowboys news, rumors, coverage, and all kinds of stuff. We got 3 more rumors to get to get to you guys for today here. And we start with number 7. Is Dak a franchise quarterback? And this has been a little bit of buzz here going around the social media, but this actually comes to us from Dan Marino. And Marino was very much in favor of Dak Prescott, but we're giving this one 3 stars because it does seem pretty likely, but there is room for stuff to fall apart. Maybe if Dak Prescott gets hurt next year, all of a sudden, no, maybe he's not your franchise quarterback. If it's a really bad injury, maybe an RG3 type. But Marino believes in Dak Prescott, says a guy that you could build a franchise around. There's no doubt there. And I agree with Marino. It does seem pretty likely that Dak is the Cowboys franchise quarterback, even though he did take a step back from his rookie season. Speaking of Dak Prescott, what exactly is a Dak-friendly offense? That's kind of the buzz phrase thrown around for much of this offseason. Well, Dak's already chimed in. He wants more RPOs. This one is 4 stars as well. Dak Prescott would like to see those RPOs that the Eagles ran so successfully against the Patriots and when Nick Foles was at the helm. And the RPO, of course, means a run-pass option, not play action, but a run-pass option. He wants an offense that lets him use his legs more. That doesn't necessarily mean more running, but the threat of running the ball more. And Dak also brought up the Chiefs and the Panthers as potential examples. Keep rolling to our final rumor of the day. The Cowboys risk letting David Irving walk. This one, 2 stars. People are very much talking about the future of David Irving and what it means for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, per Mike Fisher, the Cowboys and David Irving have touched base. That doesn't mean there have been real contract discussions, but they're at least checking with each other, unlike, let's say, the Redskins and Kirk Cousins, who didn't talk at all after the season ended. The Cowboys, though, have some concerns about Irving playing all 16 games because he hasn't done that yet. But when he has been on the field, David Irving has been dominant without a doubt. He has been an incredible player for the Dallas Cowboys. That's also why you're not going to see a long-term deal get worked out for Dallas and David Irving. Irving wants to get paid like the player he's shown when he's on the field. The Cowboys aren't willing to give him that massive contract because he hasn't yet been healthy. Do not be surprised if the Cowboys offer a second-round tender on David Irving, which does increase the risk a team will come in and offer him big money. The Irving future for the Dallas Cowboys is going to be a major storyline throughout this offseason. We'll get to the Cowboys team needs here in just a second, but first, a word from our sponsor, The Guild. And welcome back to the Cowboys Report. Once again, I'm Tom Downey. Follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more Cowboys coverage. We'll take a look now at the Cowboys team needs this offseason. This does include free agency, so things will change as we go along, especially for their first one here, and that is defensive end. And that is for one reason and one reason only. DeMarcus Lawrence is a free agent. Now, you bring him back, and this need plummets down the list. Now, Benson Mayowa, Tyrone Crawford could be cut. We've seen David Irving play some defensive end in the past as well. Charles Tapper can't stay healthy, and we'd like to see more out of Taco Charlton. But if you bring back Tank, this need drops down the list. But even so, you could see the Cowboys add another draft pick at defensive end, especially if Mayowa and or Crawford are cut. But as of right now, defensive end is the top need for the Cowboys. And then we'll stay on the defensive line here for our second need. This is defensive tackle. At the nose guard position, the Cowboys have nothing. They were forced to play Malik Collins there this year. He's a 3 technique. He is not a 1 technique. He is playing out of position. He was forced to because of injuries and some retirements up front. David Irving, by the way, played more 3 technique than any other position, and of course was the Deacon defense nose guard. He is a restricted free agent. You bring him back. You're set a 3 technique alongside Malik Collins, but you need to get a nose guard. And I am very curious what Dallas does this offseason at the nose guard spot. Rod Marinelli, his scheme does not highly value nose guards, and the Cowboys have gone cheap at that position in the past. But with guys like Vita Vea and Daron Payne at nose guard, they could be first-round options for the Dallas Cowboys. If they take a nose guard early, that means Marinelli's system is kind of slowly being phased out, since he will not be the Cowboys defensive coordinator for that much longer. He did weigh retirement this year. We'll stay on defense for our third need. It is at linebacker. Anthony Hitchens, Justin Durant, Kyle Wilbur are all free agents, and there remain big health concerns around Sean Lee and Jalen Smith. And behind Smith, Lee, and Hitchens, there is no depth. Now, if the Cowboys bring back Hitchens, this need does drop down quite a bit. But if he walks in free agency, it remains a high priority because the Cowboys need backups behind Lee and Smith. At this point, they can't fully be trusted. I would not be surprised if the Cowboys spent multiple picks on the linebacker spot in the draft. Over to offense now for our fourth need, and it's at offensive guard. Jonathan Cooper is a free agent. He was not as good as Ron Leary. Then again, not that many guards are. Top backup Joe Looney is also a free agent. You're obviously going to extend Zach Martin in the very near future, but you do need a left guard. Cooper might not actually be the starter next year for the Dallas Cowboys, even if he's brought back. You could see Dallas spend a relatively high draft pick on the spot to help upgrade that offensive line that did regress this year. We'll get to number 5 now on our list, and this is at wide receiver. This one seems very popular among the Cowboys fans here on the Cowboys Report. There are concerns about Dez Bryant, although I still like him quite a bit. The bigger issue for me, Terrence Williams has disappointed. He was awful this year after signing his contract extension. The issue is he cannot be cut. It actually costs the Cowboys more to cut T. Will than it is just to keep him. What you could see happen is Dallas says bye-bye to Bryce Butler. T. Will becomes the number 4 receiver, and then the Cowboys go look at to upgrade the receiver either in the draft or free agency. So I want to know from you guys that are watching, what should the Cowboys do at wide receiver? Do you want to spend a first-round pick? Do you want a cheap free agent? An expensive free agent, which would probably have to come by cutting Dez Bryant and only getting a receiver in free agency? Or do you want a later draft pick that can be second, third, or fourth round? As for me, I expect the Cowboys to spend a day 2 pick on a wide receiver, be it in the second or the third round. There aren't a lot of great number 1 wide receivers in this year's class, but there are going to be a lot of really good number 2s, and I think that's what Dallas needs right now. So if you missed anything, here are the team needs this offseason. Defensive end, defensive tackle, linebacker, offensive guard, and wide receiver are the top 5. Those are the main needs for Dallas, but they're not the only ones. Let's get to number 6 here, and it's at safety. The Cowboys just do not know how to use Byron Jones properly. It annoys me to all hell because I cannot stand it. He is a free safety cornerback playing strong safety. Doesn't make any sense. They also don't use Xavier Woods correctly. He's a free safety playing slot corner. I don't get it. Jeff Heath, I still maintain, is not an ideal starter. An impact safety would be ideal. Maybe a Derwin James in round 1, but I think you might see the Cowboys hold off on safety, maybe spend a late round pick for depth purposes, but it's kind of all or nothing for the Cowboys when it comes to adding a safety. Get to number 7, to the offensive tackle spot. Tyron Smith, as we have seemingly mentioned repeatedly here on the Cowboys Report, is great when he's healthy. La'el Collins is still improving as a right tackle, but the Cowboys have to go get a new swing tackle. Chaz Green was maybe the worst tackle in the NFL this year who actually played. He was just awful. Cost the Cowboys a win in the Falcons game with his terrible play. And Byron Bell really wasn't all that better. The Cowboys have to find a swing tackle in the draft or in free agency. I am fine with a late day 2, even an early day 3 pick on that position. They have to have better depth at tackle. To number 8 on our list, and it's cornerback. The Cowboys really overhauled this position last year. Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis come in. Anthony Brown is also entering his 3rd year. I would love to see Byron Jones play corner. I don't know if we're actually going to see that happen. But with Orlando Skendrick likely gone, Marquez White competing for a backup role, if the Cowboys add a corner, it would likely be a bigger-bodied guy. I would still love to see Awuzie on the outside, Jordan Lewis, who has proven he can play on the outside, but I would love to see Jordan Lewis become the NFL's best slot corner. I think he has the ability to be that. So cornerback checks in at number 8. Now very much just some depth areas at number 9. It's running back. We all know that Zeke is the focal point. That's never going to change as long as he's healthy. Alfred Morris is a free agent. I like Rod Smith, so does producer Brett Scott, but I don't know if he's a true number 2. Maybe he's better as a number 3. I would like to see Dallas go out and get a young 3rd down back. They almost took Donnell Pumphrey in last year's class. It's a really good halfback class again in this year's draft. You want to spend a round 4, round 5, round 6 pick on a halfback? I am good with that. Give a guy that can give Zeke a breather every now and then. And then the 10th and final need here for the Dallas Cowboys is at tight end. Jason Witten is aging. He unfortunately cannot play forever. James Hanna, I think, will be cut. And then Jeff Swaim is a nice backup, but the real question is at this spot, is Rico Gathers going to step up and become the Cowboys' future at tight end? We'll see what happens. I think this is the year that Rico gets his shot, but if it doesn't work out, I think next year tight end becomes a much higher need for the Cowboys. Here are those last 5 needs we took a look at here. Safety, offensive tackle, namely that backup tackle role, cornerback, running back, and tight end. Those are the last 5 needs, and we showed you those first 5 there just a minute ago. All right, folks, I'm Tom Downey. Follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more Cowboys news and rumors. If you guys missed anything, don't worry. We're going to play it here again for you guys in just a second. But for producer Brett Scott, I'm Tom Downey. You guys stay classy out there.